Make Highway. Yeah, Jesus saved me. Yeah, he let grandmother. Yeah, he let grandfather. Jesus saved me. Jesus saved me. Won't he lead you? He's a mighty good leader. Anybody know he'll lead you? Oh Lord, he led my father, he led my brother. I know he'll lead you. Oh, he'll lead you. He's a mighty good leader. Home one day, home one one place to another. There's no plan. We have not decided, we have not discovered what takes place after today. What your plans are on tomorrow, or how will you be able to conquer, to overcome, to become a successful personality. Each of us should have a plan. If you leave down from here today, what are your plans for the rest of the day? As we get ready for the church's anniversary, we have to plan. We did not sit down yesterday and said the anniversary is coming up beginning Friday night. We don't know who's coming, whoever comes. This is not a potluck service. We have to plan. My sisters and my brethren, if we can just imagine, since we are wanting our anniversary, we want the church to be honored in such a way. Wouldn't it be good? Wouldn't it be good if each of us could stop and ask the question, what is our plan? Many of us ask the question, where do we go from here? Where are we trying to get to? How shall we become successful in the next year to come? What will God do with us? How will God utilize this place, utilize his people? But without a plan, we are somewhat stagnated, we're somewhat standing still. We're not able to decide whether we're going forward, or whether we're standing still, or whether we're going backwards. But I've come to discover when you plan, you can become a successful personality. The armies of this nation, no matter how well skilled, no matter how prepped a soldier may be, unless his commander has a plan to go forth, to conquer, to overcome, to defeat his enemy, the battle can be lost. So, sisters and brethren, as we look at our life, as we look at what God is doing with us from day to day, the question is, what is my plan? Is it just to live, is just to work, just to make money, just to pay bills, just to become one of the personality that live in this world? But have we stopped to ask God, Lord, what would you have me to do? A lesson very clear, takes us to a place where, amen, the children of Israel had became successful of a 40-year journey in the wilderness. And after they had come across the sea, after they had gone across the Red Sea, and after they had now got ready to go into the promised land, they discovered something, that there were some obstacles in their way. And I come to tell you, Jericho was just one of the little sea that they needed to cross to get to a land where it had been told them 40 years ago, it is a land that flows with milk and honey. It is a prosperous land, but I don't care how well you look at something, it's going to cost something to get what you want. It costs to become a successful personality. It costs. And many times you may look up and see that there are some obstacles in your way. There are some enemies that stand before you, and there are some struggles that are standing behind you. And many times I've seen too many have stopped and gone and sit down. and decided that I just can't go no further. Circumstances have caused many to say, well, it just looked like that we're just still too small. We still don't have enough. We're not able to succeed. We're not able to be a conquering force. But Joshua discovered something. He discovered that after Moses died, he discovered that he had an encounter with the Lord. God told him, he said, listen, Joshua, what I want to tell you is Moses is dead. He ain't coming back. He's gone now, Moses. And since Moses is dead, I want you to take my peoples into the promised land. And it is kind of strange that God does not use 2 or 3 heads, use a leader over here, a leader over there. When he put Joshua in charge, Caleb did not have any comments. Whatever the Lord said, that's what the Lord would have done. Joshua, he was obeying God, he was listening carefully, because when they had crossed the Jordan, you remember that as they stepped in Jordan, he told them to sanctify themselves. He told them, go ahead and baptize every one of them. Bring them into a new land. And let them have some anticipation. Remind them how far he has brought them from. Take them back down through memory lane. Let them see that it was God and God alone that delivered their ancestors out of the hand of Pharaoh. It was God and God alone that parted the Red Sea and allowed them to walk across on dry land. It was God and God alone that took them through the wilderness. And Brother Red White spoke this morning and said that they wore out 1 pair of shoes. Didn't have no shoe shop nowhere. It was God and God alone that fed them manna from on high. Gave them water out of a rock and many wells on their way to the promised land. Here Joshua stand. He recognized that God told him, I need you to go into the promised land. Sisters and brethren, is it not safe for us to say if God wants you somewhere, he will make the provision. He will decide how it will be done. Soldiers said a long time ago, one of God's great warriors in his army said, if God tells you to go through that wall, you just start running, he'll make a way. He'll open it up. He'll provide what you want. That is called trusting God, even when you cannot trace him. That is called believing that he will provide everything that you need. I know many of us, we've got to a place in life where we feel like, oh, if I just had a little bit more. Or if I had a better job, or if I lived in a better neighborhood, if my bank account was just a little bit bigger, everything would be all right. But I've come to tell you, God will provide according to his riches and glory. You don't have to be rich to be happy. You don't have to be rich to find the joy of the Lord. You just need to be saved in his arms. Joshua discovered that there was some circumstances there at Gilgal. He discovered that as he began to cross over onto the other side, he discovered that the people had become somewhat restless. The reason they had become restless is because they discovered that this great city called Jericho was a great fortress. The walls was high. The enemies that stood behind them was great men of stature. Not only that, but the gate was closed. They had no way, they had no idea how are we going to get to those enemies. How are we going to overcome the enemy? And isn't it like that today? Isn't it like, look like every time we look around, there is trouble on every side. Look like summer bring out the worst of everything in every neighborhood. Look like children are being killed because they just happen to be in the wrong place. Adults seem like to have no respect for life anymore. Doesn't have anything to creed or color. The newsman, if you don't open his mouth with some bad news, he has no news to tell at all. Constantly reminding us that there are some problems no matter where we look. You don't have to go to the TV. You don't have to go to the news factory. You can just look around in your own neighborhood. Seem like black people are breaking in homes, stealing cars, raping and ravaging the neighborhood. It just looks like everything is going on wrong. Even dogs looking at one another can't even stand the presence of another man. Something is wrong in the land. But I hear Joshua saying, as he looked up, getting ready to go into challenge these enemies. And what I like about him was, it was very important that we need to understand. He wasn't one to back down from a fight. He wasn't one to give in because it looked like the odds was against him. Anybody know about it like that? Doesn't matter how bad it got. Doesn't matter how rough things look, he kept saying, we can do this. You remember when they went down to, the same land, and they went to the land called the land of Canaan. You remember when the 12 spies went in and looked around, and Joshua, and they came back with an honest report. They came back with fruits that were so great they had to bear it on a pole. Then they began to make that report saying, yes, the land, it is really a land that flows with milk and honey. It has more than we could ever use in the land. But he said, but there is some enemies in the land. Those that did not believe they can make it, they said, listen, 10 said, but they have men that look like giants. And isn't that the way it is in our world? When you start looking at the credit company, when you start looking at the job, when you start looking at the bills stacking up, they look like giants. Look like you don't know how you going to get this done and how you going to get that done. And yet the Lord is saying, trust me. Joshua, they listened very carefully as these 10 said, yes, it has eaten up itself. We would not have a chance against such people. But I hear Joshua and Caleb saying, listen to me, y'all don't know the God that brought us through. The God that opened up the Red Sea. The God that provided for us day by day. Joshua said, yes, get up, we can go get them right now. He was a man of encouragement. He had the tenacity to say it doesn't matter how big they are. Yes, we can bring them down. Same way it was about David. You remember what David said, talking about Goliath? Somebody looked up and said, he's too big to hit. How can we overcome him? David turned around and said, no, he's too big to miss. He said, I know if I sling it right, if I can bring him back down, he won't be a problem. I come to tell you, the bigger the problem, the easier it is to bring down. Y'all remember back in the day, we used to say the bigger the tree, the harder it'll fall. So it is said here that as Joshua began ready to look at the wall, as he began to see this great fortune, had no idea how he was going to bring it down, but he had that wondrous saying, but if the Lord be with me, how can I fail? And I come to tell you today, if the Lord, JasperStone, if the Lord be with us, we can't fail. No matter how many fall by the wayside. No matter how many turn and run with excuses. All you got to do is stand your ground and trust in the Lord. Tell the Lord, I believe that you'll make a difference in my day. As Joshua go forward, now he's standing here at the fall of a great Jericho. He's standing here wondering, how shall I conquer this matter? Question come now when Joshua was near Jericho. He was on his way to conquer land now, to conquer a people, and did not know how he was going to conquer. Anybody set out to do a job and to know how you was going to overcome it, how you was going to become successful in this matter. But Joshua looked up and he saw a man standing in front of him with a drawn out sword. I would think when I looked at this, why didn't Joshua go get his sword? I would wonder why he did not decide that, yes, it's going to be a battle to the end. But Joshua stopped and asked the man that had a drawn out sword one question. He looked into him and said, to the man that had the sword in his hand, he asked him, are you for us or are you our enemy? And I come to tell you today, being a child of God, you need to know who it is that is on the Lord's side. Not only is that so, but you also need to know when the enemy shows up that God will take care of you. So the Bible said that this man looked at Joshua and said, neither he replied, but he said, I come to talk to the commander of this great army. In other words, he said that I brought news from my heavenly Father. And he wants you to know that this battle is the Lord and it's in your hand. And let me remind you today, my sister and brethren, anytime that God put your troubles, my Lord, in his hand, all you gotta do is to stand still long enough and tell the Lord, yes, Lord, your will be done. My Lord, I had to tell Joshua, before I can give you instruction, I need you to take off your sandals here. For the place where you stand is a holy ground. I don't know how you feel about it, but if you ever been in the presence of the Lord, it calls for humility. It calls for one learning how to humble himself. You got to learn how to not stand and look God serving face to face. You got to learn how to bow down and look at your king and tell the Lord, thy will be done. So the Bible said that in Joshua, he pulled off his shoes, my Lord, and then he began to listen to what God had to say. I like him about God. Whenever the Lord wants to touch our lives, he needs to get us in a place where we can turn and tell him, Lord, use me according to your will. Ain't God all right? He said, I have delivered Jericho in your hand. Anybody ever had some problems and you couldn't solve them? Anybody had some bills and you couldn't pay them? Anybody ever been so low, been hungry, and didn't know where you're going to get your next meal? I hear the Lord saying, it's in my hand here. I got your enemies in my hand. When you got them in your hand, won't God take care of them? Won't he deliver you out of whatever trouble you're going through? God will deliver you here. My God told him, what I need you to do here, Joshua, put your sword away and become a soldier in the laws of me. I don't know how you feel about it, but every now and then, he just wants you to walk around the wall for 6 long days. I don't need you to say a word. Just keep on walking until you get your enemy. I'm afraid of what you're walking for. Keep on marching. And then when you get to the 7th day, I need you to march around that wall for 7 times and then shout for this victory. Use the Lord and the Joshua is there. I come to tell you today, if you keep on walking up the street highway, if you keep on standing on God's word, won't he deliver you? Won't he give you joy? Won't he overdose for you? If you just keep on walking, you ain't got to say a word. Your job is in the took all of them. God had a plan. And JasperStone, whatever you do, stay in the plan of God's holy word. I hear him saying, eyes have not seen, ears have not heard, nor have it entered into the heart of man the good thing that God got in store for you. If you don't believe he can do it, just close up your book and go back home. But you believe God can do it, you tell the Lord, thy will be done. And Joshua said, I'm your servant, I'll go where you want me to go. I'm your servant, I'll do what you want me to do. I'll stand, if I have to stand by myself, I'll run, I'll fight the good fight, I'll keep the faith, and you just do that much. Won't God take care of you? Won't he open doors for you? Won't he fix it for you? Won't he make a difference within your day? Is there anybody here? So you already watched them and gave up on life, and all of a sudden, some way, somehow, God stepped in. He made a way for you. He opened up doors for you. Is there anybody here ever been down in sorrow valley? And you know how you gonna get out? But I hear him saying, come on up a little bit higher. Is there anybody here ever been sick and didn't think you was gonna get well? But I hear him saying, I wish above all things that your soul prosper and you be in good health, and all of a sudden the fever will leave. Anybody here ever been outdoors and didn't have nowhere to stay? But I hear the Lord say, I am the way, the truth, and the light. Oh my Lord, won't he come by? Won't he turn it around? Won't he put joy in your life? Thank you, Jesus. Lord, thank you, Jesus. He did. He gave you Jericho. Anybody here got a Jericho in your way? You don't know how you're going to get there. You keep on telling the Lord, some way, somehow, God will. Somebody died on Calvary. That's why he set us free. Some way, somehow, he'll open the doors for you. He'll make a brand new path for you. Trust in the Lord. Lean not to thine own understanding. In all of thy ways, acknowledge him. He will. Yeah. God have a plan. If you just listen close enough. I said he had a plan, church. His plan is not your plan. His way is not your way. Come on, Calvary Hill. He had a plan there. Somebody said he's finished now. We're done now. Oh, Friday, they shook their heads. Said we can't do nothing. Oh, Sunday morning, my God got up. Oh, power and man. He had a plan for you. I thank God today. His plan is to get us past our Jerichos. His plan is to get us past our trouble days. Trust in the Lord with all of thine heart. Lean not to thine own understanding. All of thine ways acknowledge him. He'll direct you. You have to trust him when you can't trace him. Trust him when you don't see your way. Somebody said, I'm walking like I'm walking in the dark, but I hear him say, I am the light. Lo, you seek me, lo, you shall find me. So instead of the invitation, anyone here today, in the church home, Pastor said, come at this time.